Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Bill Indiana. I recently backed the Sleeve Kings Kickstarter, and in that order, I also picked up a couple of games, and today I'm going to unbox them for you. So today, let's check out Viceroy, the Kickstarter edition with the expansion, and Red Outpost. Let's see what's inside these boxes. All right, let's start with Red Outpost. It's a smaller box. We'll check that one out first. It's a game by Imperial Publishing and Lifestyle Board Games. I've already taken the shrink wrap off just to avoid that crinkly sound. We've got Raman Hryhdryk. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. Probably really bad. It says ages 10 and up, 1 to 4 players, 30 to 60 minutes. And this one that just was a really good price for a game that I've been curious about. Had some pretty good reviews on BGG. It says the first step on the moon has put an end to the space race, or has it? A secret Soviet mission was destined to reach the distant stars. Magnificent ship Krasnaya Zarya crash landed on a hospitable planet, and its passengers started to build a new world where all people can be equal. Players, each striving to become the most respected leader of the extraterrestrial communist settlement, have to control its workers together. To win, you will have to produce resources and garner popular appeal. The absence of private property does not eliminate private preferences. Who will spend his shift mining coal, and who will pass time drinking beer? Make your choice. Only you can guide people to the bright future of prosperity and happiness. So it won some contests for design, and it's a 2020 game. Actually, it's interesting reading that first part. I'm kind of in the midst of designing my own game, and it's actually sort of discovering a hospitable planet is sort of the underlying theme of that. So it's interesting. I didn't remember that from this before. But let's check out and see what's inside. I really love the art. That was another thing that drew me in. Kind of has that sort of scythe feel look to it. All right, we've got our rule book, which is pretty thin. I tend to enjoy the lighter to medium level for the most part. There's a few heavy games I like Mage Knight and a few others, but yeah, this one, I feel like I get these games to the table more with my game crews. So yeah, pretty brief, looks pretty straightforward. And there's the Automa's turn, so you can play this solo. All right, very nice. And then we've got our board. Just plain black on the back, so nothing special there to see. But again, really beautiful art. I really like this. We've got the score track around the edge. We've got a couple circles here. They almost look 3D kind of. And then it looks like some different kind of player actions you can take perhaps. And some maybe resource tracking down here. And then just the layout of the location. Really loving the art. Really gorgeous. All right. Also, we've got a deck of cards here. We've got some little stars and gems and some wooden figures, some bigger cards and a couple punch outs here. So let me punch these out and open up these bags, and we'll take a look at a few of these things under the camera. So here's a close-up of some of the other components. We've got a bunch of workers here. We've got the shepherd, we've got the farmer and the fisherman. We've got a bureaucrat, a commissar, and miner. We've got a bunch of crystals. We've got some mood markers over here, and then this is the phase marker here. The squares, the black represents coal, the white is wool, the blue is fish, and the yellow is wheat. And then we've got these influence discs. There's just 11 of each color: pink, blue, orange, and brown. We've got the first player marker, which is this rocket ship. Kind of cool. And then we've got these other location blocking tokens, two-sided, red on one side, white on the other. So now let's take a look at the cards. So these are the cards that come with the game. We've got 6 lake cards, and on the one side they show the fish, and then on the other side they show how you're going to be collecting fish or not, apparently. And then we've got the spaceship cards. There are 12 of these. And again, I think it's showing you how you're going to potentially collect resources through exploration or not. But I haven't read the rules yet, so I'm not exactly sure how that fits together. And then we've got these special cards. 12 of them are locations, and 6 of them are workers. And just the art on the cards is like the board, very detailed, and a style that I find really pleasing and enjoyable. So here we see the workers coming here in the end after the location cards. All right, and then the rest of the cards are for the automa. So you've got the solo rules and reference card here that's two-sided, and then you've also got these cards for the automa to run the automa's turns with these phases. Again, with just really great art. Won't go through all those, a lot of similar things there. And then here are the objectives and the location cards for the automa. So there's just 3 locations for the automa solo play. And then a bunch of these objective cards. All right, so those are the cards. So that is Red Outpost and what comes in that box and that game. Now let's take a look at Viceroy. Because this is a Kickstarter version of Viceroy with the expansion, there's also this Balance of Power card that came extra, and then this score chart that came with it. And then it's got the 2 games with this sort of sleeve on it. So let's see if we can pull the games out of the sleeve here. It's just a thin cardboard sleeve. I don't know if I'll keep it or not, but Viceroy says, build your pyramid of power. And we see here, it's Universe Berserk Mayday games by Yuri Zhuravlev and Hobby World here. This is the base game. You flip this over. You can see it says, the time when everything was decided by brute force has passed. Now politicians are the ones pulling the strings. These skilled manipulators hold mages, warriors, scholars, and noblemen in thrall. They're the most powerful people in the distant and beautiful world of Lar, where the Berserk card game takes place. Use your influence to win the support of all the different walks of life and pass laws required to fortify your position. Prove to the entire world that you play by the rules, but always have an ace up your sleeve just in case. That you believe in the power of the magic, but are prepared to support the development of science. That you are skilled in the art of diplomacy, but are not afraid to lead your followers into war. Earn points and climb the steps of the pyramid until you reach the pinnacle of power. All right, so let's check and see what is in this one. I believe it's mostly a card-driven game. Also a pretty highly regarded game. So we've got the rule book here. Seems pretty thin and straightforward, although the font is pretty small here. So we'll see how it goes. Different phases, like some of the art built in here, although it is fairly text-heavy. And some tips, solo rules, rules variants. Oh, I like scoring summary. I like when they use the back for something purposeful. And then we've got a punch board here, a couple of them. Looks like different kinds of tokens and scoring. And maybe some goals, or it's got some scrolls and some scoring and tokens mixed. Oh, here's another scoreboard actually in the box. Some baggies. Looks like some screens to hide your play behind, so just kind of thin cardboard screens. This one says Viceroy with the information on the back. They all just have different art. All right, and then we've got our cards. I'll crack open some of the cards and take a look at them. All right, so here are the cards. We've got 24 law cards, and then we've got 64 character cards and 4 auction cards. And I haven't played the game, but the auction cards just seem to be double-sided. I'm not sure how you use those for auction, but that's what those are. And then for the law cards, it's got labor law, people's quorum, military conscription. So apparently they're going to use these to set up some phase of the game. I don't know if you play them during the game or if they set the standard or the limitations of the rounds for the game, but bunches of different law cards. And then for the character cards, 64 of these plus the 1 bonus one. We've got the Corsair, Emissary, Herbalist, Mentor, Scout, Chancellor, Wanderer, Paladin, Gunner, and I won't go through all 64, but you can see they've got some symbology over here and then some really nice art, and then they've got the colors in the corners, yellow, yellow, and red for this one, and blue, yellow, yellow, and red and green for this one. So I think those cards, the colors on the cards also impact the play. Here's the front cover of Times of Darkness expansion for Viceroy. On the back, it says, this expansion for Viceroy board game supplies you pyramid of power with your pyramid of power with fastidious aristocrats and shady underworld figures. You will earn precious diamonds and fend off invading monsters. This box contains 3 expansion modules as well as revised law cards for the base game and a new game mode for 1 and 2 players. All right, so let's check out what's in the box. Not sure if we'll be able to put everything in one box when we're done or not. There's quite a bit of space in the Viceroy box. Here we've got the expansion rules, revised law cards, revised 2-player and solo rules. So it looks like they've cleaned up some things perhaps. Probably try it in the original form first, very short. And then punch board with some new items here. Some look familiar, some look brand new in terms of the art and design. And then just another set of cards. So yeah, this should easily all fit back in the original box. We'll take a look at some of these cards real quick and then we'll wrap it up. So here's a bunch of different cards, and I think these are the module cards perhaps. There's 3 different sets, and one is the Underworld module, one is the Invasion module, and one is the Aristocrats module. So this is the back of one of them. I'm not sure which one this might be. I'm guessing, let's see, basically by the numbers, this might be the Underworld module, and we've got some new characters. So art very consistent. We still got those colored corners like before. So that is, I think, one of the modules. And then I believe this might be another one of the modules. And there's a bunch of negative points on the outside. I'm guessing this might be the Invasion module. We've got the giant bat, skeletons, direwolf, flies, steel wasps, goblins, Oliphant, poison mist, and some more. We'll go through all of them, just kind of skim through a few more. Again, the art very consistent and very pretty. And then this one I think might be the Aristocrats. We've got the Patrician, Begum, Duke, Baronet, Marquise, Jarl, Lady, Dame, Khan, Count, Tlatoani, and Mirza, and there's 12 of those. Then we've got the revised law cards, and then this is revised 2-player and solo cards, I think, for the auction mode. You can see they have 2 shades on this side and then the other shades on that side. And then these I'm not exactly sure. I think some of them are domain cards. Perhaps these. Double-sided. And then there's also these, which I think might be magic and science cards. I don't know. It says 4 domain and 4 magic and science, and there's 4 of each of these. So again, double-sided. So I'm guessing that's what those are. So there you have it. We've unboxed Red Outpost and also Viceroy, the Kickstarter version with the Times of Darkness expansion. Hopefully this was informative for you and helpful. If you enjoyed it, it'd be terrific if you'd click on that like button down below, give it a thumbs up, and I'd love it if you'd subscribe to the channel. If you've played Viceroy or Red Outpost, I'd love to hear your comments down below and read and see what you guys have enjoyed about the game. If you have, or if you have questions, you can leave those, and once I get a chance to play it, I'll be glad to get back to you and answer those questions. As always, thanks for watching. This is Bill, Indiana, signing off.